Hey everybody, it's Stephanie from Bookshelf Banter. Today I'm going to talk about the books that I've read or the books that are my favorite that are on the banned books list that we've posted on our website. Um, Going through the list that we've got posted, I realized I haven't read that many. Like I kind of expected I would have, especially in high school, but I haven't. So I'm going to start off by listing the ones that I've read, and then I'll talk a little bit about them, and then I'll talk about my favorites. Okay, so ones that I've read, and this one I read in college for a history class. It's the autobiography of Benjamin Franklin by Benjamin Franklin. I mean, I read it like 5 years ago, but I don't remember there being anything ban worthy in that book. Because he wasn't, Thomas Jefferson was the one. Okay, I don't know. The history nerd of me is coming out. I don't know. I mean, Benjamin Franklin was kind of a weird guy because he was like a perfectionist and he made a list of, I think, like rights and wrongs that he had done during the day, and then he would like try and improve the next day. I feel like that's not a bad thing to do. I don't know. And then let's see. I've read the first book of the Lord of the Rings trilogy and then the last book. Don't ask me why. The library didn't have the second one. And I couldn't even finish the third one because it was really boring. So that's my problem with it, is that I love the movies, but the books are really boring. And then in high school, I read Animal Farm, and I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. Did I say I hated it? I hated it. Hated it. Like I think I still have a grudge against it. A grudge against it to this day because I just like it was not. I hated reading in high school anyway. And then I don't even remember what that book was about except for animals that talked and had like a democracy or something. Like what? I could have cared less, and I still could. um, but one fun thing that I did was for a project for that book in my English class. Me and a friend of mine made a video using her dog to play Napoleon, and Napoleon was a pig, but she had like a schnauzer or something. So we put a pig nose on the dog, and we had like a banner behind him that said Napoleon. And I don't remember anything else about that video except for that. And then at one point, the dog, he's just sitting there with a little pig nose, and then he goes like this with his paw, and we were both like, ah, it was really cute. That was the only thing I liked about Animal Farm was making that video, and I wish I still had it. I don't know where it is. And then the only other book I've read is The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. I'm pretty sure I read that. I think I did. But if I did, it was a really, really long time ago, like 8th grade, 7th grade, sometime around then, and I don't remember anything about it. I remember the Disney movie, Tom and Huck, that I've watched, because Jonathan Taylor Thomas was in it, so that's why I watched it. And as far as, okay, my favorite books that are on the list are The Chronicles of Narnia. Don't understand why that's on the list. I mean, maybe the magic aspect of it, but I mean that those are some of my favorite books. They, like Callie was saying, they're some books that got me introduced into reading and like really liking to read. And then I took years off during high school and I didn't read anything for fun ever. Um, but one series that reintroduced me to the love of reading was Twilight, and that book series is one of my all-time favorites. It's got, I don't know, yeah. I mean, like Callie and Crystal, we work on Twilight website, so yeah. And then one book that I read in high school that it's not gonna, I don't even know how to describe it. It's one that I'll never forget reading because it was so revolutionary to me and it really impacted me to the point of like it freaked me out when I was reading it and it kind of scared me and because I was like, is this what could happen in the future? And that's The Giver by Lois Lowry. That one I think I read in 10th grade and I remember being so like at the time I didn't like it, but now I can appreciate the fact that because I've remembered it for so long and now I kind of want to go back and reread it because it's one of the few books I read in high school that I remember details about. Like I remember the hormones thing with they were called feelings and they took pills to get rid of their feelings and such a weird book to read as a 16-year-old. Whew. Um, and then the last book I'm going to mention is the Story of a Girl by Sarah Zarr. That's one that's been on my like wish list of sorts for a while. I just haven't gotten around to reading it. So, and that's honestly on the list. That's really the only one that I'm interested in reading, because the other ones, I don't really know if they're my kind of book. Except for, I think I kind of want to read Fahrenheit 451. I think that's the name of it. Maybe we'll read that one day. I don't know. We'll see. So, that's my list. Bye.